What's up guys, Tim Little. Welcome back to TacticalBassin. Today's video, we are talking underspins, the different kinds, the different sizes, the different blades, the different baits. We're covering all of it and why you need to be throwing an underspin right now. Let's go. You guys know that we love throwing swim baits. Small ones, medium ones, big ones. We love throwing swim baits. And an underspin is an awesome adjustment to your swim bait fishing game. If you love throwing just a normal 4.8 Kitech or 4.3, this video, I challenge you guys to switch it up and throw an underspin. So all an underspin is, it can be rigged weedless or exposed hook, but you still use your same favorite swim baits, but now you're adding a little bit more flash and a little bit more vibration to your already proven swim bait. You know, an underspin, probably the #1 reason to throw an underspin instead of your normal favorite swim bait is gonna be the added flash and vibration. You know, we've talked about it for years. If you're fishing a bait ball, say you got a big school of bass feeding on a bait ball, they may have it pinned and sometimes they'll feed on it for days, right? You want your bait to stand out from the thousands of other real baits. The best way to do that is to add a blade, add flash, and add vibration. That's gonna make those fish key in on your artificial lure instead of the thousands of real shad, real bait out there. So an underspin, if you guys love throwing your 2.8s, 3.8, 4.8 Kitechs, whatever swim baits, your 4-inch spark shads, whatever soft plastic swim bait, try throwing an underspin. Those of you guys that have already done it, got a couple tips for you. Those of you guys that haven't, definitely try it out. I'm gonna link some of my favorite heads down below in the video description because there are some really standout heads on the market that are just a little bit different and allow you to fish differently. Let's start off with the flashy swimmer. This is a product made by Owner. You can see it is Texas rigged, so it is rigged weedless. What's cool about this head, it's got a little screw lock in the face. And those of you guys that know what a flashy swimmer is, sorry, I'll go through this fairly quickly, but those of you guys that don't, you can see how that is rigged on there. You always want this bait to sit straight, and then you just rig it through itself like you would your favorite Texas rigged worm. And now you have just taken your swim bait and made it weedless. This is perfect. Summertime, you know, we're getting into summertime. You have a lot of vegetation, you have a lot of debris in the water. Now you can take this and fish it right through the grass, over the tops of grass, but not only do you have a weedless swim bait, now you got something that's got a little bit more flash and a little more vibration for those fish to really key in on that bait. Maybe you have, you know, boat traffic murking up the water, you got algae blooms, that sort of stuff. Now you have the ability to add a little flash to your bait, little Colorado blade, willow blade, chrome, silver, gold, whatever it may be, but you're still throwing your same favorite swim bait, but now you're throwing it, that's just a little added spice to it. So an underspin, if you guys haven't already, you guys definitely need to experiment with throwing an underspin in the same areas that you would throw your normal swim baits. So a couple different scenarios. I showed you guys this flashy swimmer. I will link all of these different heads and weights down below in the video description because there's some really key ones. This is actually a, this right here, that's a 4.3 Kitech. This is actually a 3/16 3/0. This guy right here is an 1/8 1/0. And this guy right here is a 5/0 quarter ounce head. So again, 1/0 1/8 ounce, 3/0 3/16, and 5/0 1/4 ounce. And then you know, there's some other sizes too if you want to go bigger, heavier. I'll link them down below in the video description. But the key to this guy right here, when you're throwing a normal exposed swim bait, you know, this time of the year especially, you just get hung up in so much stuff. So when these fish go shallow, especially like the shad spawn, and they get super shallow, adding a little bit extra flash is key to getting more bites. So that is the, that right there is the flashy swimmer. This guy right here, this is actually the hog farmer. You can see it's got a little different swivel system on there. Had really good luck with this guy if you want an open exposed hook. And then my other favorite exposed hook is gonna be the Blade Runner, especially if you want to throw the 4.8. You can see how big of a hook that is. What's really cool about that keeper system is the twist lock. Let me rig one for you guys real quick. And those of you guys that have never rigged one of these swim baits, it's really easy. Kind of get an estimate of where that hook needs to be, where that hook needs to come out of the bait, and then all I'll do is just mark it, do a couple little scratches on the surface, and then when I go to thread this thing on, I can see where this needs to come out. But what's cool about the Blade Runner, you can see right here, I'm just gonna thread this thing on, spin it, you'll see that tail just kind of whips around the shank of the hook, and now you have a bait that is not gonna come off. You guys can see, you can pull on that. You'll catch multiple fish on that swim bait right there, but you can see that's a 4.8 Blade Runner. Awesome, awesome setup. Now, where do I choose the different ones? Again, the flashy swimmers are typically gonna be lighter weights. You know, they come up to like 3/8 ounce, but if you really want to, say you're ledge fishing or you're open water fishing, deeper water, you're gonna wanna go with more of an exposed hook versus the flashy swimmer. One, you get better hookup ratio with the exposed hook, but two, they're available in heavier heads, so you can fish them in the deeper water, especially summertime. You know, those fish that go out deep, you know, your deep crankbait fish, your rock pile fish. These guys right here are really gonna help you stay down around bottom, tick bottom with that blade. But those exposed hooks, that hog farmer and that Blade Runner, are money. Now, on the flip side, if I'm staying shallow, 100% of the time, I'm going with some kind of flashy swimmer. I don't miss a lot of fish with that you know, not exposed hook. You know, when you're fishing through this stuff, when you're fishing through grass, or you're throwing it up right on the bank. You know, you got that shad spawn going early morning. You're throwing this stuff right on the bank, and it's a lot easier to fish this guy right here. Now, with that said, changing out your blades, probably 9 out of 10 underspins on the market are silver willow leaf, and that's great. That works for a lot of your bait fish, your silver sides, your shad, all that sort of stuff. If you're around bluegill, I actually like switching to the Gold Colorado. If I'm in stained water, or if I'm fishing a fishery that has a lot of bluegill, that is when I will go with that Gold Colorado blade. More thump, it's more aggressive, and in that dingier water, it's easier for those fish to find. Again, the benefit of throwing that flashy swimmer is that added flash and vibration, and that Colorado blade is just a one-up from that. More vibration, more flash. Favorite baits, I mean, you can take your favorite swim bait, whatever it may be. It could be a 6-inch swim bait, it could be a 7-inch swim bait. You know, they make giant, I mean, here is a 10-aught half ounce. You could take your favorite swim bait that goes on a 10-aught beast hook and add some flash to it, and it works. Again, it's all about being different. It's all about making your bait stand out from the real bait that those fish are chasing. But baits, I really keep it simple. You know, if I am fishing a finesse swim bait, let's say a 2.8 or a 3.3, something really small. There's a 2.8, here's a 3.3, and here is a spark shad. This is a little 3-inch spark shad. Now this is an awesome bait. I actually brought this along because it's not really an underspin, but I keep it in my underspin box. That's actually the Mega Bass, the Okashira head, and that has a little prop on it, and the combination of the Finesse swim bait and the lopsided head. You can see that one side of that blade is bigger than the other side. It just adds a little nice rock and some real good sound underwater. So it's not necessarily an underspin, but I added it in there. But hands down, my two favorite is going to be the Kitech, either the 2.8 or the 3.3, or that little spark shad. Now, another alternative is Easy Shiner from Kitech. That little 3-inch bait is an awesome little bait, but I keep it really simple. The favorite heads for these finesse baits, a little bit different than the bigger baits. I'll start off with the same one. That is that little tiny beast, or flashy swimmer. But this little guy right here, this is the Cool Baits Underspin. Again, I'll link all the stuff down below in the video description. But if you want to go out with a spinning rod, 6, 8, 10-pound test, little 1/8-ounce head, 2.8 Kitech, or whatever your favorite little swim bait, finesse swim bait is, you will catch a ton of fish on this combo right here. I have more confidence in this combo than just about any other bait, finesse bait that I throw. You know, if you're looking for active fish and you want to put a rod in your wife's hand, girlfriend's hand, kid's hand, whatever it may be, and just let them cast it out there and reel it back, this guy right here is a no-brainer. Again, that's little Cool Baits Underspin paired up with a 2.8 Kitech. That is money. The other guy, like I said, is that Okashira head with the spark shad. That works good too with the Kitech, but that spark shad is really special paired up with that head. And that's basically it. You know, Demiki has a good one, the Armor Shad I really like, but I keep it really, really simple. Again, you can throw these heads on any of your favorite swim bait, whatever it may be. You know, it could be Strike King or 13, whatever it is. I'll link my favorites down below, but it's the more important part of this video is just try it. You know, take your swim bait off your normal swim bait head, add some flash to it, go with a flashy swimmer and an underspin, and you will catch different fish than you would catch without the blade on there. And again, if I'm going with the little larger Kitechs, I'll go with that. Again, that's that blade runner with that exposed hook. Again, that's more of an open water or deeper water bait right there. Again, not really around grass. The benefit of that, you get that heavier head. They come all the way up to like 1.5 ounces if you want, so you could fish your ledges, whatever it may be. But you can fish deeper if you want. But again, that bigger exposed hook. And the opposite, that flashy swimmer right there. Same swim bait, just weedless, non-weedless. This is going to be my shallow or through around stuff bait. You know, if I'm fishing around dock pilings or brush piles, that is my money bait. If you guys want to try another one, try this guy right here. This is the 4-inch spark shad. They make a bunch of different sizes, 3, 4, 5. I really like the 4. It's right there with like that 3.8 Kitech. You can pair it with your flashy swimmer or any of these other heads. But that is another awesome bait. But I mean, I'm sure most of you guys that are watching this video have thrown some kind of little, I say little, some kind of 2 to 5 inch swim bait. But if you guys haven't already, definitely pick up some flashy swimmers or the hog farmer or the blade runner heads, the Cool Baits for the real small guys. Any of these heads right here, and put them on your normal swim bait, and you guys will be presenting a bait that they probably haven't seen, but more importantly that they're gonna see and trigger on. You guys, the flashy swimmer, like I said, awesome weedless bait. All these other guys are awesome as well. There are so many different underspins on the market, but these are the baits right here that I have confidence in. You know, you can throw this on your favorite jig rod, fluoro mono, whatever it may be. I like to throw braid to leader, but an underspin, especially this time of the year with those shad up shallow and those bait fish all flickering and popping and those fish really keying in on bait balls, you guys, an underspin is a must throw this time of the year. If you guys have any questions, please leave those down below in the comment section. I will get to those as soon as possible. I will link all of the baits, the different sized hooks, and all that stuff down below in the video description. But guys, we appreciate you. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to our channel. We do 3 videos a week. Hit that bell, turn on those notifications. That way you guys know when we are putting out videos. Again, we appreciate you guys. Have a good one.